Hi guys, so we're talking policies and procedures, and there is a current policy sale on now, but you may not need policies if you've been operating for a little while. And I know I hear people say all the time, there's so much change going on in the sector, and there is a lot of change going on in the sector. There's a lot of expectations going on in the sector. We're changing. We know that children post-COVID are presenting with a whole range of different issues. We know that there's an attitude shift in the sector. So there is a lot of changes going on, but not necessarily legislative changes. There's been some transport changes over the past 2 years. So if you haven't updated your policies in the past 2 years, it might be a really good idea to do that now. But if you have, maybe the issue isn't the policies and procedures. And firstly, let's identify what is the issue around policies and procedures. In most cases, particularly in family daycare, it is almost always reported to me that the policies and procedures are not being followed and implemented. So that's not necessarily a policy issue, that's a staffing issue. So we probably need to address what that looks like. So there's a couple of things to consider, like how are you sharing the contents of your policy? Are you just handing over a great big fat manual that's really overwhelming to some people? Do you have some educators that are potentially early school leavers or English from English as a second language? What are the literacy skills of everybody, of all of your educators? So there's a range of considerations. Time, do people have time to sit down and read a great big fat manual? I'm kind of going to say no. Do they know, all of your educators, all of your staff, yourself even, do you know how to use the policies as a reference? So when making decisions, when doing your daily practice, do you know how to refer to the policy and make sure that you are actually compliant, meeting the legislation, all those sorts of things? So sometimes it is around how we use our policies. So have a little think about how you use your policies in your service, how you ratify those policies so that everybody is aware and everybody is implementing them. We know that the education and care legislations clearly state that policies and procedures must be followed. So that would be something that the assessors look at when they come to do their assessment and those sorts of things. So have a little think about it. Now, if you want to get in touch and we can have a chat about what that looks like for you and whether you need additional support in another area or you haven't thought of something, or I can give you a tip or whatever, feel free to schedule a time with me. We can have a little chat about what that looks like for you and we'll take it from there. Enjoy the rest of your week. See ya. Bye.